All right, everybody, welcome to this session. Today, we are looking at how to decide workshop structure, how to decide your training structure. Even if you're organizing a conference, you're organizing a seminar, this can also work for it. You don't just sit and yes, you can sit and imagine that, oh, let me do a workshop on how to increase sales in business. Let me do a workshop for couples on how to increase romance in their relationship. Yeah, it's good. That's a good topic. But now, how, the real how, the structure, what will be the structure of the workshop? What will be the structure of the seminar? Because it is the structure that enhances the transformation. A poorly structured workshop will lead to poor results. Never forget this. A workshop you have not structured properly will lead to poor results. It will lead to suffering. It will lead to embarrassment. Okay? So it is very important that you understand that it is critical that you can intentionally structure your workshop in a way that it can create transformation. It does not happen by chance. You need to be intentional about it. And there is a framework. There is a framework that you can go through to provide an incredible workshop that will enable you to produce good results, okay? And this is what separates professional trainers and professional workshop participants or workshop facilitators from others. So you need to be intentional about this. You don't just wake up and you just go deliver a workshop. No, there should be a structure. Again, as I was saying, this is a proven structure that you can use. It can also work for conferences. It can work for seminars. It can work for master classes, whatever. This is a structure that I've used personally since the day that I was open up to this. This is an EREX format. And when I went to South Africa in 2021 or so for a certification program to become a workplace employability skills trainer, that's when they taught us this. And I started using it and I noticed that how I deliver my workshops now change. So this structure is credit to the EREX program. And I felt that it is important that we should also know about this structure, okay? So follow this carefully. As I said, this is a very professional structure from an international organization, and it greatly helped a lot. And I've used this structure in different countries to help even corporate internal HR people who do workshops for their companies, and we have used this, and I've used to provide mentorship and support to people that I mentor in training and speaking and all of that, and it is amazing. It has really challenged me. Now, follow this carefully. I'll break down this structure in a way that it will help you. For those who are joining now, we're having the session, how to decide your workshop structure. We have seen other stuff from day one and day two, and today, as we proceed with you being a structured professional workshop certified professional, you need to understand this, because when you get this right, it enables you to do better. And this is related to day two, where we looked at the principles of a good workshop facilitator, or the principles that a good workshop expert must follow. This is related strongly to it. Now, if you can see my cursor, you see here on, I'm sure it's on the right of your screen on the left. On my screen is on my left, right? You see here, right? I hope you can see my mouse. Now, let me activate Why am I doing as if we're still in the village? Annotations. Okay. Can you guys can see this, right? Okay, good. Now, so to use it well, you need to start from here. Okay, you need to start from here. So these rows or columns are divided. So for you to decide your workshop structure, there is what you do before the training. So before training design framing, training design content, and training delivery and evaluation. 4-step process. This is what you use to decide your workshop structure. If you understand just this, you are good to go, right? Now, it is therefore recommended that when you have decided, like I said, sometimes you can just sit and observe something. Like me personally, through my coaching sessions, consulting sessions, general trainings, or what I read online and industry trends, I can now decide, oh, you should do a training on this thing. It just comes like an idea. It just drops in your spirit or in your mind. That's one thing. But now that's just an idea. You don't need to convert that idea into a proper training session or masterclass or workshop session, right? So there is something to do before the training design itself. This before. Don't just go and do your training. And it's what they do. Training needs evaluation. Training needs evaluation. Assessment, I mean, not evaluation, right? So you can do this by, if you have a community of people, it could be an email list, it could be WhatsApp group, it could be your followers on Facebook or whatever. You can just craft, you know, a short Google form and ask people to fill. It could be like you put name, profession, level of education, and you now ask a simple question. If I do a training on this, will you attend? Yes. What will you like me to handle under this training? People start listing. What problems are you facing in your company that you would like me to handle with this training? Right? So that is your responsibility as an expert in your industry to decide which type of questions to ask based on what you want to achieve and the knowledge of your industry. And that's why for every trainer, training is just a facilitation tool, same as being a workshop or a speaker. The first step for you to becoming a workshopper or you to becoming a trainer is you must be an expert first. You must be an expert first. That's why there are many people struggle to be successful coaches and successful trainers and speakers, because they're just excited about the glory or the fun of being a speaker and all of that, but they are not experts at anything. You see? So for you to do proper training needs assessment, being a good expert or an expert is very important. So the first step, the first thing as far as your structure is concerned is do a training needs assessment or workshop needs assessment. You can use different methods to do that. You can use an email list, design a Google form, a survey form, send through emails, share on WhatsApp, share in your community, do whatever. Do a printed form, people feel, whatever, do it. It could just be as simple as, I've done it on Facebook several times. I would just go on Facebook and do a controversial post. People will not know, I'm the one who knows that I am seeking for something. I'll do a funny post. People come and comment. From there, I'll understand the mindset of people. I'm doing my training needs assessment. People just think I'm doing for fun. No, I'm deeper than that. I'm searching for something. Or you can just post on your status. Just post something funny on your status. People will read and think it's funny, but you're gathering data. You're gathering people's thoughts and philosophies and psychology around that particular topic. When you do that now, that's when you can now jump up into the framing, training the framing now. And in the framing, we looked at some principles as far as, you know, a workshop facilitator is concerned, right? So in the framing now, you are looking at a couple of principles. First, we need to decide, is this a youth training or an adult training? Like what we're doing right now is an adult training per se, right? Because we're focusing on experts, turning experts to become facilitators. Let's say like Senorita yesterday, she was talking about doing a training for young girls. handling low self-esteem in young girls. Now she is organizing a youth training. So she's still framing. Is this training for young people or for adults? Is this training for beginners or for experts? Is this training for beginners or for experienced professionals? Whatever you decide will enable you to understand, to start thinking, how will you deliver the content? How will you design the content? All of that. So you need to do the framing. And here you're applying what? The youth learning principles. You're applying the sensitive principles, inclusion, we spoke about this. You're applying the adult learning principles and all of that. From there now, you now jump into the content proper. This is where you design the content. For me, who have been doing this for several times, several years, I already know this framework is just already part of my system. When I'm designing a PowerPoint presentation, I already know exactly what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do, right? So you select the pedagogy, you select the delivery method, and select activities, all of that, right? Now, I want to talk about this. You see, digital or blended delivery. Now, there are trainings that I think some of you must have attended that. There are some trainings that I will do where part of the training will happen online, and then the last 2 days or the last day will happen on site. That's what we can call blended delivery. But this one today, what we're doing today is purely digital delivery, right? It all depends. And all of these, you decide when you are deciding your workshop structure. You don't come on the workshop day and then you decide, oh, let us do online. No, let us do online before physical. No, then you did not follow, you did not go through the process of deciding your workshop structure. So you see, you are deciding the delivery method, you select the activities. What kind of activities will you deliver throughout the workshop? Prepare those activities. Don't come and then start thinking, oh, what do I give these people to do? You are a very yeye trainer, yeye workshop facilitator. You get the concept. So these are things that you decide them in advance. Then you start designing them. You design the activities. You start designing the evaluation itself. You develop the materials. You develop or repurpose existing technology. You develop digital content. Here you are talking about what? If you need a PowerPoint, you need graphics like this, whatever, you start developing all of those. You want to repurpose, improve the technology. For example, you can develop it or you repurpose it. You improve on the technology. Will you need additional tech to deliver the training you are doing online? You see, it's under digital and blended delivery. If it is on-site, you just focus on this. If it's just focus on designing activities, evaluation, all of that, and of course, you need to know that we spoke about that earlier. You need to make sure your hall is done right and structured. As we're still going to say something like that. And then if you like, you can do the pilot. Now, I want to talk about this deeply. If the training is a large and a consistent training, you can do a small pilot. You can do a small pilot version of what you want to do before you go big with it, right? Like one of our trainings that we're doing consistently now, that after 3 months or 2 months, is a Mini-MBA program. Before we did that, I did a mini pilot to just understand and get the temperature of how it's going to go, how people are going to appreciate it, the feedback, the process, the challenges, the difficulties here and there. And then we're able to get to a certain dimension where we are still in the process of going and making sure that we achieve our result, right? Then when you do that, when you're done with your training design, and this where you see as the space is big like that, this is your biggest job. This is your biggest job. This is where the biggest headache. Talk to any trainer who does things right. Just to complete this process can take you weeks sometimes. Like for example, this particular workshop certification program, I have more than 16 modules I've put together. So it took me months, it took me weeks to put this together. We're delivering this training. Look at the last one is training delivery. We're doing it in January, but I did not get this done in January. I started working on this like since September. Started putting together all of these things I'm going to deliver in January. Started doing it in September. So it can take some, depending on the training, this can take you months. It can take you weeks. It can still take you days. It can still take you a few hours. If it's just a 2-hour session, it can take you maybe 3-4 hours. You're an expert and you get it done and you're good to go. You get the concept. So it all depends on the size of the training, what you want to cover, all of those things here and there. Then you apply all of this and you are good to go. But do you see these 3 things? See all these 3 things under content, apart from your PowerPoint presentation, which is standards, which is here. You see developing digital content, you see designing activities, design evaluation, developing materials, all of these things, very important. Very important. Like yesterday, we were talking about tool sets in the previous sessions, right? It falls under this. It falls under this. We were talking about mindsetting and speaking to the heart, like creating stories so you can create heart transformation, selecting pedagogy and all of that. You see? So all of these, you can do them easily. We can come here, for example, there are some of you that you will need to move your trainings from WhatsApp groups to Zoom session. Maybe you will need to buy Zoom Premium. You see? Okay, like me, for example, when I started using online trainings a few years ago, like in 2016, I started using Zoom 2016 or so. I used to use the free Zoom session. But when my training started growing online, I had to buy the Zoom Premium. And again, I need to repurpose the Zoom Premium because my Zoom now is limited. I need to buy the one that can take thousands of people, because this one can take maximum 100 people in one sitting. You see, I need to repurpose it because it's growing. That's where repurposing existing technology coming. Or I can build my own online training platform. It's possible. Are we there? So these things are very practical. And then if you, again, this pilot is important. If this is a long session and you want to repeat it over and over so that you can scale and impact more people, it's good to do a small pilot. Then you adjust where necessary. When you're good to go, you now come here, training, delivery. Training delivery is just you taking all the hard work from behind the scenes and bringing it in public. Like I always say, sometimes if you ask me to come and deliver a keynote address, sometimes I charge 500,000 francs, $1 million, depending on who and where and what I'm delivering. You may say, just for 1 hour? No, it's not just for 1 hour. When you see somebody charging 200K, 500,000, 1 million, $5,000, $10,000, it's not 1 hour. There are people who have stolen my presentation and go deliver. It costs them nothing. That's why somebody can go charge 30,000 francs or 10,000 francs even to talk. You see? But when you charge somebody, you guys are expert and you start you go and be charging to external clients to become trainers in their events, in their internal programs and all of that. So when you are charging somebody 100,000 or 200,000, 500,000, whatever they are charging, you are not charging for 1 hour. You are charging for the number of days they went through in this process here. 1, 2, 3. That's what you're charging for. You are not only charging for 1 hour. You're charging for the process you went through to refine that excellent content and the delivery method that you have mastered over time to deliver. So if you are here and you have ever argued with somebody like, you're asking me this amount just for 1 hour, go and repent. You have not seen the process, right? You have not seen what people go through. Like some of you, how much did you pay to be here, to do this program for the couple of days you'll be here? Those who paid on discount were 27,000 francs. You now see that somebody took from September to December, not even to December, even to before I started to January 1st, to make sure that the content is right and these things that will be are right for you. You come and pay somebody's month of hard work of 27,000 francs. Who would like to add their money now? Right? So you get the concept. So, and this process, again, you are not going to master this overnight. You are just going to go through again one step at a time. And you only master this process better when you do it often, okay? You do it often. Just start process. Just start with step one. Let's say I want to do a training after this on CV writing. I want to do a training after this on business plan writing. I'm just giving general topics, right? Just do before the training design, do a needs assessment first. How are you going to do it? Whatever way you want to do an online survey form, do it. You want to text people, you want to send people individual WhatsApp messages and get their feedback, do it. Whatever, do that needs assessment. Then from there now, do your framing. Your framing, you're just deciding on the principles you're going to practice, on how you're going to deliver all of that. You decide the principles, then you come to the training content itself. This is where you do your general data, you gather your data, you gather your content and all of that. Then you start developing it into a PowerPoint presentation. Even if you want to create a training manual, you do it here. You want to create tools, you do it here. You want to create frameworks and worksheets and checklists and all of that, you do them here. You want to decide on which technology to use. You want to use Skype, you want to use Zoom, Google Meet, you want to use WhatsApp, all of that, you decide here. You want to repurpose your existing technology, you do it here. What kind of activities are you going to deliver during the session? If it's an on-site, online, are you going to do activities after one hour, after two hours, after one session? What kind of activities? Will it be teamwork, individual work? What, you see, all of those things, you begin to do them right there. Yeah. What kind of materials do you need? Will you need stickers? Will you need a board and all of that? Like, for example, anytime a company hires me to come train, one of the last emails I send is requirements. You see me, I put training logistics requirements in that email. So, okay, please, I will need the following. Make sure stickers are available. Make sure I have 2 boards. Make sure there are 4 board markers. And the board markers I indicate I need green, I need red, I need black, and I need blue. You see, I know this is often because I do that. That's how I get my materials ready. And then on the training day now, I now appear like one talker with my black suit and black shirts, like one shebang in a film, and I get it delivered, and I ask for my money, and I go, and life continues, and the film ends. Has it ended on your side? Okay, right? That's what you do, and then of course, on United Way training with class and style, smile, have fun. We saw all of this on the first day. And then you want to do your training evaluation, do the evaluation. If you want to send a form letter, you send the form. How was the training? What challenges did we face? Your training evaluation is not for you to feel bad that you're a bad trainer. When I'm saying I know I am the best there is, the best there will ever be. That's what I tell myself. Okay, so your feedback, whether negative or whatever, it doesn't enter my heart. I just feel what I need to improve. There is no perfect trainer on earth. There's no perfect speaker on earth. Have that at the back of your mind so you stop being afraid of feedback. When you're reading feedback, focus on, oh, next time if I do this like this, I'll become the best trainer ever. You don't need somebody's opinion like me. As I always say, in this business, I am the best there is, the best there will ever be. So I already know, I know who I am. Okay, so your negative feedback, want to abuse me, that is your problem. I've been paid already. So what's up? You see, so I'm just telling you what you have in your mind. So it's just because there are many trainers, their greatest fear is negative review. But let me tell you something. In a training where somebody will give negative review, you will see another person will come, my goodness, you changed my life. You changed my career. In the same training, you can never, you see, human beings fear them. Fear these people called human beings. That is why I never be bothered. Never be bothered. You understand? Yeah, never be bothered. So in the same training, somebody will hate you. In the same training, you'll be the person. Somebody, can you be my mentor? Eh? I have done training several times. And after the training, a participant will walk up and give me a seat and say, no, sir, I don't want to pay your transport. What you have done for me today, my life will never remain the same. Then when you start looking at evaluation, you will see one human being from one village like that will tell you how terrible the training was. It's okay. It's all right. It's well. I've done my job. I've gone ahead. Stay there with your negativity. Life proceeds. Amen. Amen. So do an evaluation. You can create a Google form. You put the name of the participant. If you want to get their position, you put it. You can, what is the best thing about this training? They can list it out. What's the worst thing? What can we improve? Avoid using weaknesses. Avoid using the worst thing, okay? Right? What do you think we can improve to make the training better? That's in other words, negative reviews that you're asking for, okay? But the way you sound also will also encourage people to also sound better and in a way that can lead to improvements. All right, so that is it in deciding, this session, just this one slide. This is our session, and then we end. Any questions? Then we'll go to the second session for the day and close. Any session? Sorry, any question? Raise it up now.